Hi everyone, this is Noah Sandler from Mtgo Academy, and today is July 8th when I'm making this video, and that means that Holiday Cube is on Magic Online. So I am super pumped. Looks like I don't have any Phantom points, I'm gonna end with tickets. But Holiday Cube is the best time of year for Magic Online. It is super fun. Get to play with power, just do so many cool things. The drafts are interesting, the games are exciting. It's just the best. So, really pumped. Gonna be doing a lot of drafting for the next 2 weeks, and yeah, try to put up a few videos for this format. And yeah, hope you have fun watching them. It is just awesome. So, let's do this. All right. First pack is actually pretty terrible. Some fetch lands, Pack Rat, Mutavault, Birthing Pod, Geist, Journey. I mean, for Powered Cube, this is about as bad as they come. So, I mean, I guess with Birthing Pod, you could kind of move in on it early, but I feel like it just takes so much effort in drafting a particular type of deck that I'd rather have the deck first and take the pod later. So, I mean, I could just take a Pack Rat, pretty powerful card on its own, or I could take a fetch land. Thirst for Knowledge is pretty good. Geist, just too committing. I think I'm going to take Pack Rat, but pretty unsure about this pick. It's just a very weak pack in general, but Pack Rat can definitely win games. So let's hope our pack 2 is a little more exciting. Okay, we've got Woodfall Primus, Raphellos, Mirran Crusader, Tezzeret, Sphinx's Revelation, Skinrender. Pretty big fan of Raphellos and Mirran Crusader, so I think I'm going to take Raphellos. I mean, I certainly don't need to play the Pack Rat, and it's early enough we can move into a good green ramp deck. I don't think the Primus is going to table, but that's a pretty nice card to go with Raphellos if it did, and Savannah or Cemetery might table. So, yep, just going to take the Raphellos. I think Mirran Crusader also a fine pick. Not quite as powerful as Raphellos, but more likely to be able to fit into the same deck as a Pack Rat. I do like black-white tokens. I think it's one of the best archetypes in Powered Cube. So I think Crusader would also be a fair pick, but early enough I'm just going to go with the Raphellos. Okay, here we have a Signet, Sword Temptation, Mother Runes, Garruk Relentless. I'm just going to take the Garruk. Signet, not as important in green decks since you have other forms of fixing. Chandra Pyromaster is just okay. Oh, with the Druids, like, hard to imagine a deck that, like, it's just more of a constructed card. Like, you want to build your deck a certain way, and so I don't know. It seems a little strange in Cube, but I guess it could work. You just have some big creatures against a creature-heavy deck. Could be pretty good. But yeah, let's take Garruk. Here, pretty strong pack. Elspeth Sun's Champion is really good. There's Garruk Apex Predator, Ophiomancer, Koth Frost Titan. I'm going to take Elspeth Sun's Champion. I guess green-white probably not the best combination, but Elspeth's just really, really strong. It's better than Titan. Garruk does like fit our colors a little better, and it might be similarly powerful just for one more mana. But I think Elspeth is enough of a signal that white seems pretty open, and it's also cheaper, so I'm just gonna take that. Not super excited about green-white, but still just want to be taking more of the powerful cards and seeing what happens with them. We got a Flametongue Kavu, Bayou, Gideon Jura, Johnny Vengeant, Mirror Angel, Trinket Mage. I'm going to take the Gideon, and maybe I can move out of green, which might not fit that well, but we've got some Planeswalkers, so it could be interesting. And then FTK, Johnny, Shipping. I mean, we could have kind of forced black green at this point, taking the bigger Garruk and the Bayou, but white seems really open, so I think that's where we want to be. Okay, there's a Signet, Horizon Canopy, Eternal Witness, Martyr Woe Reaper. I think we'll take the Signet. It goes really well with the Planeswalkers. And, well, Witness could be good in a green-white control deck, or Canopy. I'm kind of over green right now since the white's looking really good, so I'm kind of looking for maybe a different color to pair with the white. We could be green still, but I just think white pairs with other colors a lot better. And Signet gives us black, so like I do like black-white. So I'm aiming a little bit more for that, but we could still be green. I got a Wrath of God, Glenlenja Archmage, Channel Wire, Banisher Priest, Channel. I think we'll take the Wrath of God. Goes well with the Planeswalkers. So white's still definitely open. In Powered Cube, it's usually hard to just move into blue late in the draft because the blue cards are so good. It tends to be a bit overdrafted. But blue-white, you know, is probably like blue's probably the best color to pair with white. It tends to be the best color to pair with just about any other color. But you know, for control decks, either black-white or blue-white's usually best. And we could also do some kind of 3-color build. So we have an Azorius Signet, Steam Vents, Foothills, Dragon Hunter, Edict. I think I'll take the Signet. So we can maybe do some kind of Esper control here. Because if you're playing control, you might as well play more than 2 colors, because you're slowing the game down a lot. You're getting more turns to draw into your colors, and you get to play more powerful spells since the game goes longer. So, like, no real reason to just stick to 2 colors. So I feel like maybe Esper would be the way to go. Could also do red, white, blue. So we got Lifebane Zombie, Hallowed Spirit Keeper, Geist of St. Traft, and Journey to Nowhere. Could take the Geist, but I think we're ending up a little more controlling, so I think I'm just going to take the Journey to Nowhere. This is pretty nice, but like we have these Planeswalkers and a Wrath and Signets. Doesn't really fit, so I think Journey is going to make the cut regardless. Like Geist better for a more aggressive build. You can still play it in the control decks, but your opponent just needs a random creature, like a 2/2, and it becomes a little awkward. Whoa! Mirran Crusader came back. That's kind of unreal. I mean, the Savannah and the Cemetery also came back, but like I almost took the Crusader. That's a really, really good sign. And I knew white was open, but this means just at the entire table, people aren't taking white cards. So, you know, we'll have to find another color, but that's, and Mother of Runes, wow. Solduck Isle, also pretty strong. I mean, we might morph into something a little more aggressive. I mean, I would definitely like having that Geist of St. Traft at this point. Let's take a Ranger of Eos over one of those red cards. Maybe Mizzian Mortars would be fine too. FTK. I'm going to take the Attica Waste. Let's just splash blue. But FTK would also, I mean, that's super late. Oh, too late. Alright, Woe Reaper. So it could be White Weenie. Or something like that. I mean, it doesn't fit with the Wrath, and the Planeswalkers are fine in White Weenie. Ooh, got a Mana Crypt, Parallax Wave, Recurring Nightmare. Let's take the Crypt. Lets us excel into Gideon or Elspeth pretty quickly. And a Johnny Goldmane, definitely going to table. Parallax Wave should very likely table from this pack. So yeah, Crypt isn't always the best in White Weenie, but usually there's some really powerful 4-drops, 5-drops, and 6-drops, and we might go a little heavier on them than normal. So it's still going to be good here. Elish Norn, Mana Drain, Salt Monolith, Ancient Tomb. So it is a Mana Drain, but I don't think I'm going to be super heavy blue, if I am blue. So I think I just take Elish Norn, because we've got Mana Crypt and a couple Signets. So it shouldn't be too hard to cast Elish. Also, Student of Warfare is probably going to table since people don't seem to be drafting the aggressive white cards. So we could still take that. Ellis Norn's more likely to get taken by some kind of reanimator or ramp deck. Rashadan Port, Silverblade Paladin. Paladin can be pretty good. I kind of like just taking the port here though. I think Paladin could definitely table. And we're pretty heavy white right now, so just taking a non-basic land to take the slot of a basic seems like a pretty good idea. Bitter Blossom, Exalted Angel. Bitter Blossom could be quite good if we go more of like a tokeny deck. Exalted is definitely nice. I think I'm going to take the Bitter Blossom. Disenchant, Animate Dead, go for the Throat, Spear of the Labyrinth, Weathered Wayfarer. Grab Wayfarer with Ranger, so that can be nice. Disenchant's pretty good in this format too. Spear of the Labyrinth, can't draw more than one card each turn. Animate Dead can be fine. Go for the Throat. I think I'm going to take the Disenchant. It's our first Disenchant effect. Whoa! This pack's insane. Armageddon, Sword of Fire and Ice, Stoneforge Mystic. Like, it's so late in the draft, I don't think I can take Stoneforge over Sword. Sword goes really nicely with the Crusader and tokens. Armageddon can be quite good as well. I think I prefer Sword, but that's sort of a close pick. But Sword's just so good. If you face a red or blue deck, it can just be game over. And we should have a good enough creature count for it, so I'll take a Sword, but crazy to pass Stoneforge and Armageddon at this point. Smaller Johnny, Caves of Koilos. Small Johnny can be good, but I'm just going to take the Caves. I think we want to run the Bitter Blossom and the Pack Rat. Delta or Secret the Way, probably Delta. Seeker's decent, but if I can pick up like a scrub land, the fixing would be really nice. Still got one pack to go. So I'm still falling in between like very aggro and controlling, which could be a little bit awkward. So hopefully, you know, at the start of pack 3 and the first few picks, I'll get more of an idea if we're going to be more aggressive or more controlling, and I prefer picking one and sticking to it rather than being all over the place. Okay, Parallax Wave, very strong. I feel like we're probably going to get the Student of Warfare this next pack, which go really well with the Ranger of Eos, and could push us to be a little bit more aggressive. Like, we might end up cutting the Wrath of God at some point. Still probably would want to run Gideon, Elspeth, and Ellis Norn. I don't think we're going to be like super aggro. We've got some mana ramp to go with that. Cool. Student came back, taking over Ancient Tomb. So for now I'm going to cut the Wrath of God. And maybe Azorius Signet if you just want to be playing like 1 and 2 drops on the early turns, but it's still nice if we're running these 3 late game cards. And for now I guess Ranger of Eos on turn 3 is decent. Probably not going to play any blue at this point, but blue was pretty open in the first pack, so maybe we go into blue a bit in pack 3. And I wonder, I can't remember which pick it was, but I wonder if maybe the Geddon or the Stoneforge comes back. It'd sound kind of crazy, and we might just get like one, might be like the last pick of the pack or something. But white has just been so open. So Silverblade Paladin, another card helping us lean a little more towards just white weenie. Yep, Exalted Angel came back. That's really good with Mana Crypt. You go turn 1 Angel, turn 2 Flip with 2 planes. I think we want Spirit of the Labyrinth over Wayfarer. Wayfarer is nice, you can grab it with Ranger, but we're lacking in 2-drops a little bit. We don't have card draw, so Spirit could be pretty powerful. And come on, Geddon or Mystic. Is it this pack or the next pack? Siege Gang. Might have been that pack. Just see, like, Armageddon right here. Be sweet. Or Stoneforge Mystic. But might have been that previous pack, can't remember. You'd think someone would hate it anyway. Petramp. Alright. One can hope. Ooh. Caracas, which is pretty awesome. Mind Twist. True Name Nemesis. True Name Nemesis is absurd in this format. I think we're going to take the Mind Twist. We have a couple ramp spells. Card's really powerful. I really hope Caracas comes back. It's probably not going to, but just for taking a land slot, I mean, currently he just bounces our Ellis Norn, which is pretty annoying. Just every once in a while, your opponent's going to be playing like Eldrazi or something like that. They're trying to win with that, and you just play Caracas, and they just feel, you know, like, wow, I can't do. Like, sometimes you just can't win through this card. So we'll take the Twist though. Definitely going to splash black for Bitter Blossom Twist, and probably Pack Rat. Hopefully pick up a scrub land so this Polluted Delta can turn on. So like the Student of Warfare, it becomes easy to activate. Another powerful pack. A Batterskull for that Stoneforge we could have picked up. Sun Titan, Dynamo, Solemn. Yeah, I think we take Batterskull. It's great to excel out with Crypt. So yeah, sure. Gosh, that Stoneforge Batterskull is so ridiculous in Cube. It just gives you so many free wins. It's just like a 1-card combo. Just draw Stoneforge. Turn 3, put out a 4/4 Vigilance Lifelinker. It's pretty stupid. Wow, this pack. I mean, I love balance, but Library of Alexandria should be the better pick, and then also Sword of Bonnie and Mind would be really insane. I mean, the weird thing about Library and like, you know, super aggro deck is like you do kind of just want to curve out 1, 2, 3 and beat your opponent up, but it's still so powerful if you get in your opening hand. Balance not as good in this deck. Like we have a couple Planeswalkers, some artifact mana, and Bitter Blossom. And it's a card that you just always play regardless. It could maybe table from this pack, because people aren't playing white. And Sword of Body and Mind, one of the best swords. Yeah, take Library. And Brimaz, O-Ring, Treachery. I'm just going to take the Brimaz. I think I want some more solid creatures. Put our sword on, put pressure on opponent. So I think it's better than O-Ring. So I think the Pack Rat's going to get cut, because I don't think we're going to get enough black. Like, you really want to hit double black with 6 mana out to make Pack Rat really good, so I think we're just going to cut that. I think the Disenchant's probably fine. Probably cut Azorius Signet, though I'll think about that. If we get some more 2-drops, I would just cut it. But, I mean, we do have a lot of good stuff to excel into, so I think it would also be fine to run. And yeah, hopefully we can get that scrub land. I think well, there might be a Godless Shrine left. Maybe we pass it like the Isolated Chapel. Hero Blade Hold is really strong. It was one of the best 4-drops for a white weenie. Taking over Smokestack, Unexpectedly Absent, which are both also really good. So yeah, it makes me more interested in keeping that Signet in. I usually just count Mana Crypt as a land, so we're at like 22 spells right now. And we might just want to play 17 lands. With the 2 Signets, maybe 16. But we do have a pretty good top end. Ooh, wow. This pack's insane. I mean, Baneslayer Angel is really strong. I don't think it's quite as good as Luring Souls or the Scrubland. And the Scrubland with the Delta just turns everything on. Lingering Souls, though, really strong. I mean, what's our fixing like? We've got Caves. We have a Signet. Yeah, Souls is really good. I don't know, I think I'm taking a Scrubland though. Not sure about this. Souls is pretty insane. I feel like we do need some more black fixing. Getting the Scrubland, turning on the Delta to get like turn 2 Bitter Blossom, I think is just a little too important. Could totally be wrong about that, but also price barrel rights, Arbiter, Cancer's Libraries. That's probably okay. We'll just take the Sword of Warren piece. Might run it main, might just side in against like heavy red or white decks. It's not quite as inherently powerful as Sword of Fire and Ice, but it's still probably worth running. But just taking a card that replaces a land slot compared to a spell slot, and just with the library, with the port, I might want to run. I just think that the Scrubland is really important. But Lingering Souls is very powerful. We don't have too many ways to take advantage of tokens in this deck, but it's just like so much power put on the board. It's really easily. We got some stuff to Mishra's Workshop into, but I don't think we want to run that. Figure Destiny, probably need a little War Priest. War Priest could be pretty good. Figure, we probably will have enough white mana to make it a 3/3. Or, to pump it for 3, make it a 4/4. And you can grab it with Ranger of Eos, so yeah, I think we want that over the War Priest, but kind of close. Considering we're going to run some like black and colorless sources as well. Makes it a little worse. So we didn't get back the, was it balance from this pack? There's something good in this pack, I think. It's like a Fiend Hunter, not a big fan of it. Could run a main, but I usually leave it in the board. Okay, Soulfire. Do we want just a 2/2 lifelink for 2? Since the sorceries doesn't do anything. I guess we'll take it. Super late opposition. And Maze of Ith is also pretty strong. I don't think we'd want to run it here, but it could be a pretty good sideboard card. Yeah, I'll just take the Maze. And Balance came back. Wow. And O-Ring. Jeez. Unexpectedly Absent too. Wow. Alright. So Maze of Ith out. Mardu Woe Reaper out. Probably the Sword out. Maybe Paladin out. We got the Arbiter too. For board, I suppose. We could just cut black, but Mind Twist Bitter Blossom is pretty strong, and we got the Scrubland now, so it's pretty easy to splash. I think Silverblade Paladin can probably go. I mean, it is good, but we're a bit clunky at 3. Maybe we'll just cut the Zorius Signet. Could also just try to make the deck more controlling, so I could cut Student, Figure, Spirit, put Signet, Sword, maybe Wrath, Maze of Ith in. This deck does play pretty well as a control deck as well. And like it now has balance. I mean, I think you just play balance regardless. Just like you either cast it or you don't. When you don't cast it, you're usually winning the game. When you do cast it, it gives you a great shot to turn a game around. So that's 24 right now. 4, 5, 6. So we can cut one card. I think we want 17 lands. Maybe Port should go, get more colored mana. So let's see, Spirits, more than one card each turn. So you could even still use it with Library, just Library on your opponent's turn. So Spirit doesn't stop anything from our deck, and that seems pretty powerful. So probably Paladin gets cut. Like all these 3s, like the 4s, like the 5s, 6. You could cut Elsh Norn, but it's pretty powerful. We've got a little bit of ramp. We're going to run 17 lands, so I think it's fine. Maybe Figure. We're just not as concerned about beating down. Like maybe Lean Arbiter is better. Can't search libraries. So we've got Ranger. And Polluted Delta. And then it's questionable how much this is going to affect opponent. We also have, we could put another Signet in. Kind of depends whether we just want to curve out with creatures or ramp into our good stuff. Also just put another sword. But let's see, 10 creatures, 11 with Bitter Blossom, 12 with Batterskull, 13 Elspeth, 14 Gideon. It's a little short. Maybe I'll put in Fiend Hunter. Use a little bit more removal. Where's Sword? Not good with balance, though. Just try to mise with the Arbiter. Just hit, like, opponent's fetch lands and stuff. Or maybe I'll just go with Paladin. Stay aggressive. Alright. So let's go maybe 1 swamp, 9 plains. So that's 3, 4, kind of like 5 sources of black. I get to run 1 more. So Port, I think I'm just going to do plains. And looks good. A lot of sideboarding options. So like this main deck, it's what I think will be best against like the expected field, but could change quite a bit based on what we're facing. So alright, submit it, and I'll see you round 1. Alright, ready for round 1. We'll play first, and gotta ship this hand, and keep this. Okay, got the black mana. Probably start with Brimaz if... See, Baleful Strix, so let's go with Mirrored Crusader. Okay. Let's smash in, play Brimaz. If opponent has like Damnation, whatever. Edict. Yeah. Gosh, that's bad. We can Absent to save it. We draw it next turn, replay it. It could get countered. I think I just let this happen. As crappy as it is, like having to spend the Absent and miss my next draw, and then opponent knows we have it, could just leave mana up and then counter it. I mean, the game's looking kind of crappy either way, but I think I need to just save this and try to... Like, we have some really good draws in our deck. So we got Bloodline Keeper, Mother of Runes, that's pretty sweet. So we can go Absent for 2, play Mother, or we could Absent for 3, and then play Mother next turn. I think we want to Absent for 3. The Keeper is pretty rough once it hits play. I think I want to get as deep as possible. An opponent might just kill the Mother the turn we played anyway, so I'd rather guarantee that the Keeper goes a little bit deeper. Guess we could get dazed, but then they would just daze the Mother if we just went for 2. Okay, just gonna pass. And put in a Shriek Maw. So looking pretty rough. Bitter Blossom is nice. Oh, that's rough. I'm gonna take 4. Sword. Almost does something. Let's put on a Fairy Rogue. Shackles. Yeah, I think we're done. Well, I guess we could draw Balance. Nah, Balance doesn't even do it. We get a Bitter Blossom token upkeep. I think we're good. Okay, so black-blue control. Port could be good. Will Reaper could be good. I think we want to get a little more aggressive. Fiend Hunter. He probably has a lot of removal, so it might not be great. Arbiter. Could be good to just get a little more aggressive. So I'm not really seeing what to cut. Spirit seems good. Disenchant's probably good. Yeah, maybe we'll Reaper out. I mean, opponent could have some kind of recursion, so that's why I like it a little bit better. Also, we want to be a little more aggressive. Oof. This one's a keep. Turn 1 library hard to beat. Makes our balance not quite as good, but I think I can manage that. Okay, repeal. Okay, so we got Bitter Blossom. I'm gonna drop the caves here. Yeah. So draw a card. Port's not bad. Okay, Ophiomancer. Crusader plus Sword could be pretty nice. Also got Parallax Wave plus Balance, gonna be a pretty nice combo. So opponent does have mana up. Let's run Port out. Draw a card. I might actually play this slow. Mana Crypt. Attack with Crusader. Then just play Signet and Port upkeep. Because Sword of Fire and Ice on Crusader could easily be game. Pro black, pro blue. So I'd like to play it a little safe. Let's go upkeep, tap. The opponent could like Fact or Fiction here, but with the library, if Thirst for Knowledge, we're just so far ahead. So I think I tap blue down, make it hard for them to have a counterspell for the sword. Okay, discard Sphinx, Shriekmaw. Edict. So let's give this pro blue. And sack Mother. Recurring Nightmare. So you can get back Sphinx. Which is pretty good against our library. But then we get to drop Sword. Oh, and we can pop that. So we'll let opponent draw. Alright, so we can go Absent. So we need 5 mana for Sword, so that's Crypt plus these 3. So it gives us 3 mana left. So we can just Absent for 0, and then Library. Just keep the library going. Yeah, if opponent wants to replay Sphinx, that's fine. we'll hit the Ophiomancer. It's got lethal. Oh wow! It's actually we get to hit two things. So then we'll hit the snake, so opponent can't. Recurring Nightmare. And we get to play land. Pass. Yep, main opponent has 8 cards in hand, but pro blue, pro black already used their edict. Pretty hard to deal with. So they have Recurring Nightmare. I think we want to get the Wool Reaper in. Didn't see any shuffling effects, don't need Arbiter. Fiend Hunter could be okay. Give us an answer to Consecrate Sphinx, so you don't just lose to that. Maybe Figure can get cut. And Disenchant, like you can't always hit the Recurring Nightmare. We saw Baleful Strix. Can't think of what else. I mean, they might have some kind of control magic effects, but I think Disenchant can go. And everything else looks good. I mean, Turn 1 Library is pretty strong. Gotta give some credit to that card for winning that game. Well, there's another Turn 1 Library. So that's the thing. Maybe go with Student, save the Wool Reaper to remove something out of the graveyard later. Ashiok. Okay, miss with all 3. Ooh, Mana Crypt. It's definitely cool. I think we go for Brimaz. Or we could just twist for almost their whole hand. But I think we want to just go Brimaz, keep drawing off library, put some more pressure on Ashiok. And then next turn go for the big twist. I mean, it is pretty powerful to just twist them here. But let's keep drawing cards. Mirran Crusader. That's probably better than Brimaz. At pressuring the Ashiok next turn. Okay, up Ashiok, miss again. So just tap out, please. Lifebane Zombie. Oh, looks like they're gonna get the bad news. Tails. Ah, bad beat. Alright, so gotta do it for 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I mean, no reason to get 4 spiked here. One, two, three, 4. I guess we lose library if we do 2, 4, 5. We gotta do it for. We gotta tap out for it. Definitely want to keep library going. The only way we can do it is we got a library now and then twist for 4 tapping out. I think that's worth it. I mean, even if they do have Force Spike, we have so many ways to deal with whatever they cast afterwards that I think just sticking on library is worth maybe getting unlucky here. So let's go caves. Twist for 4. It's Grave Titan, Tassiger, Consecrated Sphinx, Swamp. Okay, so let's throw everything at Ashiok, I think. Opponent's free to trade that. Alright, they got Exalted Mother Runes. Let's try Tails again. Yeah. Draw a card. Oof. Might as well. Let's go Woe Reaper, just in case we get edicted in response. Because then we need to go O-Ring on Ashiok or something. Okay, cool. Let's Grave Titan or Sphinx. I guess Titan. Like we got the sword. It's a pro blue class Sphinx. And we're not even necessarily going to lose the library here because we get to get 2 hits off Crusader. Ah, mana drain. Okay. Still get to kill the Ashiok. But we're taking off library. I might just wait the extra turn. Though we have only 14 cards in our library, so... Let's see. A Theomancer. This is 6 damage. Play Brimaz. Remove it. Now let's let that stay. Oh no, I forgot to do Tails. That was a mistake. Alright. I'm just going to crack with the Crusader. Pass and get library going again. Bone Shredder. Okay. Alright, Tails. No! Incorrect choice, so... It's library... Oh, Ellis Norn, that's a good card. 1, 2, 3, 4... Yeah. It's pretty good. Alright. Let's match. God, it feels good to Holiday Cube. I'll see you for round 2. Hi everyone. This is round 2, and we have a Library of Alexandria in our opening hand. We also have Spirit of the Labyrinth, which doesn't actually interact unfavorably with library, because you can library during your opponent's turn pretty often. So, Spirit only affects the first draw per player per turn, so if you just library during your opponent's turn, you're drawing 1 card on each person's turn, and that's fine. If you try to library during your turn, you'll be disappointed. And a signet. Let's see, UT library. And we'll just discard here. Probably just Ranger of Eos. I mean, it's a strong card, but we're going to be drawing so many cards off library. We're probably going to draw a lot of our 1-drops anyway, and like getting extra card advantage. I mean, Mother Runes is certainly nice, but getting extra card advantage I don't think is going to be that important this game. Mox Ruby. Opponents definitely coming out quickly. Let's see, Outpost Siege. So I'm going to play that card. So that's going to be good against our Mind Twist. And it works around Spirit too. So that's cool for opponent. So we drop Spirit or we drop Signet, I think. It's close. Spirit does mean that we can't library on our turn. Which can definitely be an issue, because if I have 8 cards in hand, I want to play a land and a spell, then I can't like library to get back up to 8 and then go down to 7 again. So I mean, it certainly does hurt our library. So I think I'm just gonna go with the Signet. In that sense, maybe I should just like discard the Spirit instead of the Ranger earlier, but not a big deal. Jace the Mind Sculptor. We have a game. Well, no, we have a Spirit of Labyrinth. So that, man, if opponent brainstorms when we play Spirit, they might not be thinking. That would be pretty sick. Well, that makes that Spirit last turn probably a good thing. But that's kind of random. I mean, it does turn off opponent's card draw, but when we have the library out, and like, it could definitely disrupt us. Kind of just like Signet. And enable us to maybe go for a Mind Twist. Young Pyromancer. Okay. Let's draw a card. Salted Angel. The opponent can just minus Jace to kill the Spirit. We can go Spirit. And absent the Jace. Maybe draw step absent it. Then the opponent just replays it. And bounces. It doesn't accomplish too much. So maybe we just twist here. I mean, opponent can easily get the card advantage back, like the card disadvantage back, but still gets rid of everything in his hand, which is nice. Like, they might have something pretty powerful we get to hit here. And Elvish Norn can do a lot of work against this Pyromancer. So, I mean, interesting game. Like, it's sort of close. We got really powerful stuff in hand, though. Like, Elspeth into Elvish Norn could be really, really strong. So, Bloodbraid Elf, Frantic Search, Huntmaster. Solemn Simulacrum. So the next turn we could go for like Spirit and Brimaz. So stop the opponent from drawing too many cards. So we go up to 8, go up to 9. Go to 8 to 7. Go up to 8, then play Spirit. Wait, we go up to 8, 9. Play land, play Brimaz 7, library 8, Spirit. So that'll work. We could do something with Unexpectedly Absent to like. You'd think somehow that would work with Siege and Jace to like do something cool, but I'm not really seeing it yet. Okay, opponent plays a land, gets in for 1. Let's draw with library. Herlock's Wave. Hero. 8. Seven. Draw the card. Spirit. And pass. Okay, Lightning Strike, kill Spirit. Ooh, we got a Heath, so we gotta shuffle out a Jace. I don't know, unless if they have something like really strong, like just some huge bomb coming out. Like our hand is so good. Okay, bounce the Brimaz. Kiora. No damage. Deal 2, double play target permanent. Okay. Roll damage, alright. So we take 5. The opponent ships the turn. So, 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we can just drop Elspeth plus it. Opponent gets up to 4 with Kiora. Then we drop Elish Norn. We could drop Norn now, but like opponent bounces it. It doesn't accomplish too much. So I think we drop Elspeth. Opponent can like draw quite a few cards, like filter through their deck a bunch next turn. But we get to draw an extra card, and then hopefully we draw a land at some point. We can keep the library up and cast Elish Norn. So kill all opponent's creatures, and then make our soldiers big enough. Could maybe take out, like, we'd probably take out at least one Planeswalker next turn, assuming we get to resolve the Elish Norn. But opponent is drawing a lot of cards. I suppose they want to be plussing Kiora here. Get up to Kraken mode. Though, I don't know what a 9/9 Kraken's doing against Elspeth. So maybe they just want to be minusing, drawing as many cards, trying to draw an answer. It's like 9/9s versus Elspeth just don't really do too much. Okay, opponent brainstorms. they have like a counter for the Elesh Norn, things could get rough. But they are 4 colors, so odds of them playing counter spells is definitely lower. But with all this ramp, I mean, they could definitely play some like huge fatties or something. They're drawing a lot of cards, so I mean, I'm a little scared. But if they don't have much, Elesh Norn's going to be a pretty big deal next turn. They just pass. Yeah, I hope it's not a counter. Disenchant. So we can kill the Outpost Siege. And we could maybe wave. 1, 2, 1, 2, 4. Like remove all the creatures, attack Jace. We opponent with just the Kiora. But oh, we didn't draw the land. So yeah, we just have to tap out for Elesh Norn. So yeah, I think I plus Elspeth, in case like a Cryptic Command, which I wouldn't expect, but just in case. Let's go. You can also do like Parallax Wave and disenchant the wave, like kill all your opponent's creatures permanently. Let's go disenchant Siege. Wave. Okay, is it charm? This could have done it the opposite way. Don't pay. We can trade off for some tokens, but we're not killing Jace anyway. I think I draw the card now in case we hit a land. I might have to discard, but I don't think that's a big deal. Bitter Blossom. I'm at 13. I just discarded the Blossom. I mean, it is kind of cheap. Maybe just Paladin or Crusader. Only Paladin. Could be good with Exalted, but I don't think it's doing too much. At least Bitter Blossom makes flyers. Oh, what's going on? Okay. Counter non-creature spell. Jeez. Maybe we could have resolved Elesh Norn. Char at Elspeth. Wait, what? Why is Elspeth still at 6? Oh! Opponent cured by Elspeth and then tried to char it. Okay. And because Kiora prevents all damage that would be dealt to and dealt by this permanent, the charm didn't deal any damage. Oh, wow. That's really funny. Like, they could have picked any permanent on the board. They were just picking a random permanent. They chose my Elspeth and then tried to char it. That's a funny error. I haven't seen that one before. I mean, it's an easy mistake to make, just not think about it, but that's pretty funny. Okay. Like, what are the odds of that happening? Like, they could have picked one of my soldier tokens, and like, Kiora prevents damage that would be dealt to. They could have picked a land of mine, and then they tried to char the Elspeth. That's pretty absurd. Well, it's good for us. So, opponent making some attacks. All at Elspeth. Since I'm planning to drop the Elishnorn, I think I want to at least like prevent some damage because I want to keep Elspeth kind of high. But I do want to leave creatures in play in case if Elishnorn doesn't resolve. I want to at least threaten Cure a little bit. Though I don't know, maybe if opponent has another burn spell. I don't care too much about killing the creatures. If Elishnorn resolves, they're all going to die. So maybe this is okay, just so it doesn't get hit with the 4-point burn spell. I mean, I guess they can like Jace one, Kiora, stop another, and maybe I want to leave one more back, so I could threaten both planeswalkers. I've got one card in hand. So now it's a little risky. Kiora could go off. Kiora going off is not that bad. Doesn't hurt too much. Again, the creatures are not that important. Gosh, I have to tap out for the Elishnorn. Oh, did I forget to library there? I think I did. I think I was laughing too much. That sucks. That's a lot of cards I'm missing. Alright, let's Elspeth first. Sorry, I was just too blown away by the char play. Okay. I think one at each planeswalker. Like stops Cure from going off and kills Jace. Oh wow, they drew removal. Like Lightning Helix. Okay. So I think they're going to save their Kiora probably. Alright, I mean, they can get 9/9s, but I guess they're 7/7s with Elishnorn. 7/10. We could like Absent one, Stormbreath Dragon. See one short of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1 mana short of killing Elspeth. Oh no, well, it's yeah. I mean that would have killed Elspeth, but it's just a 2/2. Kind of interesting. Features power 4 or greater, so we don't want to do that. Yeah, we don't want to die to the Stormbreath activation. Number of cards at hand, so we want to dump our hand a little bit. We can deal 15, 20, yeah, I think we can kill opponent here, 15, 19. So let's just absent on the Kraken. And send everybody. Alright, that'll do it. Wow, what a crazy game. That that Kiora Elspeth play is pretty funny. Okay, so they've got Planeswalkers, a lot of artifact mana, so Disenchant's good. They got that Siege. He's got like burn spells, card draw, dragon. Not really sure what their deck's trying to do overall. Mazavith, Port could be good. Definitely lean in Arbiter. They've got, I think, like a couple fetch lands. Maybe not definitely, but it might be good. I think Figure can go. Maybe Student. I think probably Balance. Rarely do you ever want to cut Balance, but they've got a lot of Planeswalkers and artifact mana, so I don't think it's a good matchup for it. Packrat. I think sort of War and Peace could be good. And maybe get Student back in. I think Student's probably better than Figure. Packrat could be okay. Alright, let's try this. That's crazy to have that game be so close after turn 1 library. I mean, they had like turn 2 or 3 Jays, so this is a nice hand. So we can go turn 1 Mother. Might just see a burn spell. Otherwise, we're going to keep it up for the rest of the game. Okay. Yeah, we need another land for Batterskull off Crypt. I guess we can go Crypt, Spirit, Student. And if we miss next turn, we can just double pump Student, attack for 6. If we don't miss, we can go Batterskull. I think that's cool. No Earthquake for 1, please. Alright, Soulfire Grandmaster. Definitely picking Tails. Yes! Oh, that's rough. Lifelink, spells get lifelink. He already used a Lightning Strike. He could draw Char. That would be kind of cool for him. Maybe just Journey. There we go. Lands could be really nice. Okay, opponent draws their 3rd land. Tails again. Oh, we lost. Disenchant. So let's pump Student up once, attack with both. Oh, might have like a Char. He looks okay. Signet seems okay. Let's disenchant that. Tails again. Nope. Alright, this gets a drop to Batterskull, 1 land away from Elspeth. Opponent ships. Let's try tails again. I'm pretty stubborn. No, I'm still doing tails next turn. I'm even close. Alright, Elspeth looking good. Probably got this game. Okay. On to the finals. Alright, round 3 time. Finals. No turn 1 library this time. Hand's kind of unexciting, but it's got enough lands and spells. Ugh, Ancestral Vision. That's a rough one. Considering our start is so slow. I have a Signet. Yeah, we're going to be playing from behind this game. Well, we have a nice curve out 3, 4, 5, so maybe we'll be okay. True Name Nemesis. That's not fair. That card is as close to unbeatable as you can get. I mean, we'll just throw creatures out. I mean, like, the hero is pretty good against True Name, but opponent's got Vision unsuspending pretty soon. Yeah, they should just sit back. Let's throw out hero. Vision comes out so quickly. Well, I guess we can, assuming the opponent does nothing for the rest of the game, which is unlikely. Like, we could Gideon plus it, get the True Name, attacking Gideon and start getting through. It's like a Treachery, we could O-ring the Treachery. Opponent's deck looks pretty good. Trinket Mage. Uh-oh. So Lotus, a Mox Jet. Man, I like their deck so far. Okay, get an Aggro. Bitter Blossom. Probably best to just start with the O-ring. Play around like the mana denial counters. Think about like bouncing Treacheries or like into the Royal in this cube. Nope. So let's bash for 4. You gotta be a little careful about playing Bitter Blossom into True Name Nemesis, but I think the Gideon can probably hold it off for long enough so that it's safe. I mean, so that we don't just die to taking 4 every turn. So you just can't really stop True Name. Gideon is one of the few ways that you can actually hold it off. And that Vision gave opponents so much card advantage, so if they have spells in hand, you gotta think they've got some way to deal with what we're putting forward. If they don't, I mean, we could definitely win. Like, Hero does a ton of damage, the Gideon Force, I mean, that combo can definitely win this game. And we do have Journey to remove a creature. Crusaders. I didn't really want the Bitter Blossom anyway. Too much life loss. Too much of a hassle. Alright, Tamiyo. It's not the worst. If we get to resolve this Gideon, I think we're fine. Okay, this opponent wants to protect the Tamiyo. I think opponent might have to tap my Crusader. Otherwise they... I mean, we'll see what they got in hand, but otherwise they might lose to Trinket Mage this attack. It should be kind of bad for them. Then they got to deal with the hero, which will probably take out the Tamiyo. They have to send True Name Nemesis. So my hope is they just play some fat, dumb blue creature. Like, I don't even know what's in this cube that they could cast, but maybe something like a Wormcoil Engine, we can journey it. Or they just tap out and we can keep plussing Gideon, take out the Tamiyo, get a few creatures in play, keep forcing the True Name in. I think my opponent definitely wants to use Tamiyo to tap down the Crusader here, because also the extra 2 damage from Trinket Mage puts Gideon to 3, goes up to 5, and then it's pretty much in range of getting taken out by True Name. Okay, opponent does just tap down the hero. So I guess they're just letting us take the take out the Trinket Mage. That's a little surprising, because the Crusader also just does a ton of damage by itself. Like, it puts Tamiyo pretty low. Literal Core. Brimaz is nice. I mean, we could get in to just take out the Tamiyo right now. Man, it seems pretty good. I guess opponent gets to hold back True Name for a turn, but then we have like Hero and maybe Gideon coming in against the True Name. So opponent's still going to take a ton of damage. And yeah, and then I mean, Gideon's going to be at 5. If opponent wants to True Name attack it, we get to swing. So that seems pretty good. So I'm going to make this a creature. Opponent could bounce or just indestructible and prevent damage. They could do something to it, but I don't know. I feel like if they had removal, they would have tapped down the Crusader and used the removal on the hero. So I think I'm going to send Gideon at Tamiyo. I think I'm just going to send Crusader at opponent's face. It's sort of risky, but I feel like they don't have an answer to Gideon here. And I think getting opponent low, since they have True Name, I think it's actually pretty important. Vendilion Click. Okay. They don't take anything. That's interesting. So, I mean, do we journey the looter? I think probably not. I mean, I don't like my opponent looting, but being able to journey, we might find a better target for it. Opponent can't kill the Gideon yet. So I think we're fine with them keeping that. I think I'd rather like remove a blocker. I'm just very surprised that they didn't do something about Brimaz or Journey. If the opponent is just going to sit back on True Name, like I can still threaten Tamiyo. I guess I could like draw cards this turn. Mountain. I guess they're using that mountain if they played it. Double red something, like a dragon. Inferno Titan, okay. So I could kill Gideon here. I'm glad I kept the Journey. They probably want to kill Gideon. They could kill the Crusader. I guess they could kill Crusader and kill Gideon. That might be the play. Yeah, that's what they're doing. So that's pretty good. But, see, they tap down. It's a Journey Titan. We have to put some pressure on Tamiyo, but and then Titan and our hero will be up relatively soon. This game's pretty close. Losing the Gideon sucks, but I'm glad I kept the Journey for the Titan. Missing a play this turn sucks as well. That's everything at Tamiyo. Opponent knows I have a plains, just play it. So they can attack, loot, keep the hero tapped. If they draw a creature here, or something here, that could really be bad. If they can hold off my Brimaz, like have 1 extra points of damage. But if I can keep sending in Brimaz and the soldier tokens, we're getting closer to taking out Tamiyo. So we tap down the hero. Oh, wow. Image on True Name. That's just as good as the original True Name. That's a beating. Not sure how we beat that. That's just too much damage. Balance. Balance, huh? Well, I guess either way we can still send everything at Tamiyo. I don't know why they left their looter back. So we get 1 damage minimum. Probably get 2 damage and they kill Brimaz. We need to find some way to kill off these soldier tokens. It's gonna be hard though. Like I think they're just cracking in for 7 and then we're basically dead. It's another card that's better than looting. That's bad. Well, I mean, couldn't have hoped for better there. To actually just take out both of our guys. If only they want to kill our hero here. And we're going to be at 7. They're going to have 2. Oh, please leave 1 back. Going to be at 7. They're going to have 1 True Name Nemesis and a Tamiyo. It's not going to be easy. I mean, I guess we're still going to have the hero. So potentially, like if we draw another creature, we could threaten the Tamiyo. Yeah, let's play another creature, come on. Drifter's fine. Just balance, remove the cards they get anyway. Disenchant. Oh my god, I could do it on the O-ring. I guess I should. If they treachery my hero, that would just be the funniest thing in the world. Oh no, what if they have a counter? If they have a counter, that would suck. I don't know, maybe I shouldn't have done that. No, I needed to like disenchant, but please. Come on. They're still gonna have the Tamiya though. This is just too funny. This draft. Important pointer, guys. If your opponent lets you do something, don't do it. Give your opponent credit for having a plan. I'll say that. At least strongly consider not allowing your opponent to do what they want to do. If that makes sense. Like, even if it seems good for you, sometimes it's not good for you. Alright, still gonna be tough. This opponent had a Worm Coil Engine in hand. They got the Tamiyo out. Like, that's gonna be an issue. It's gonna be hard to kill. They can tap her black mana down. We're at 7. Paladin's nice. And we're still in this. Like, I gotta say, we're giving ourselves a shot at what seems like it should be an unwinnable game. We definitely need them to brick out for a little while. We need to draw some creatures. Nope. And we're close to getting back into this. Opponent's got 14 cards in their deck, but once they get Tamiyo ultimated, it's going to be hard. Sure. Twist. I think. Could also wait. I mean, next turn if they draw like a removal spell, I guess they can kill Paladin. I mean, they might have something in their hand. Might be a counter, which we could like wait a turn and get rid of. But, well, just twist. If they had something really good, they probably would have played it. Sure. Stays on land. I mean, it also costs us a life, which could be relevant. I mean, we're gonna twist at some point for sure. All right, what's this? Sower. Well, that's bad. At least they can't double strike immediately. Like Elishnorn off the top. I think we need Elishnorn. Even then they get to Ultimate Tamiyo. Ooh, Brainstorm. That's bad news. Frost Titan, also bad news. I think that's just game. They could have just done that pre and killed the Paladin, but... Alright, Sword of Fire and Ice. Wow, if we can resolve that. Yeah, Yeah, they cannot deal with a Sword of Fire and Ice if we can resolve it. I guess Wormcoil Engine. So they have Spell Pierce, Daze, you gotta watch out for. Basically mono blue. Search libraries. And they have some fetches. Packrat, Port, Signet, Nazavith. Disenchant, they got Treachery, definitely want the Disenchant. Spirit, they got Brainstorm, could be cool. Yeah, maybe we don't want to actually side anything here. Port. I think we're good. Okay, ship this. Okay, keep this. Maybe Figure can do some work. Oof, Vision. Mana Crypt would be good. Well, let's put the clock on him. They're gonna see a lot of cards though. And we have like all of our top end besides Gideon in our hand. Yeah, they're drawing lots of cards. And I got a lot of bricks I can draw next turn. Okay, Caves is fine. Not too far off of ultimating the Figure. So now any lands can be good for the rest of the game. So that's good at least. Shelldock Isle is really good with opponents start with Looter and Vision and Mole Drifter. Okay. Sword. We could get Spell Pierced here. Can't get Dazed. If we draw a land, we can go for Batterskull next turn. I mean, if we land Sword, it's really good for us. I think we just go for it. I mean, it's sketchy, but the opponent's going to draw so many cards next turn. We're gonna just might pull ahead of us. We might just win the game if we play Sword here. Yeah, they might play like Tamiyo or something like that. We're going to want them to play. Well, if they have Tamiyo, we actually want to have the sword in our hand. They could Treachery. We could just disenchant it. We're pretty much just playing around Spell Pierce. Or like another counter. They might have more counters in their deck. And they're leaving it mana. I'm going to go for it. Don't pierce me, bro. Click. Okay. other than maybe the disenchant. They might take disenchant and treachery, my figure. That might be a big problem. Don't take anything. Oh yeah, I mean, I guess... Oh, never mind. If they take disenchant, I could draw into land and then immediately sword. So that would be bad for them. Well, I mean, with the disenchant, I don't know, could be okay. They have a lot of cards in hand. They could sower. Yeah, sower could definitely get me. They just have so many cards. They have the Shelldeck Isle that's now active. Like, they gotta have answers to this. I know, like, the Sword of Fire and Ice is really good against their deck, but, like, because we couldn't equip that turn, like, they can probably kind of time me out for long enough. Alright, Shelldeck Isle. Might be sower. It's Tamiyo. Tamiyo is not so bad, because we can just equip sword. And they're dead next turn. Equip. I guess I should have tapped the caves there. That might be bad. Because if they bounce figure, I'd want to replay it and pump. This might cost me life. Okay. Pass the turn. I guess Swarm Coil Engine, but we have Parallax Wave, so they have a turn Brainstorm. So we can beat a Worm Coil. Though I guess I could play Worm Coil and then Tamiyo my land. If I don't draw land, I can't Parallax Wave. So that might be their out here. Phantasmal Image, maybe? Fencer, okay. That can do it. Go to 10. Ranger. Yeah, just gotta play sword. Well, it resolves, but don't have the other lands, so I can tap it again. So I gotta go for Parallax Wave, and then like disenchant the wave. If I have 6, Inferno Titan puts me to 1. Yeah, maybe I should just gone for wave that turn. Set the sword. Yeah, I think that was a mistake. I should have just gone for wave there, because if I draw a land, I can sword equip. It's much more efficient. I realized the play of wave and then disenchant it. Actually, we can't even really do that. Like, yeah, we need like 6 mana, or we needed an extra turn. I guess if we went wave that turn, took this hit, went to our turn, and then went, wave all the creatures in response to disenchant. The creatures get permanently removed. I think that would have been the play. So we would have held sword. Okay, Worm Coil. Got the land. Engine's gone, click's gone. Might just leave him with the looter, so I can get an extra turn. It's gonna be 2 counters, 1 counter, 0 counters, because I gotta have time to sort up a creature. But I don't know, if they keep looting, they're going to get through the deck pretty quickly. So I go to 4 counter. If I remove 4 counters, go to 1. Goes to 0. Put sword on. They get another turn. Goes to 0. They get to Vents or something. I think I got to leave them with the looter. It's pretty bad though, because I'll die to an Electrolyze in a turn. I died of Inferno Tide now, and they're going to get so deep in their deck, they're probably going to draw it. So I put it to 1, goes to 0, tap this down, I'm like, sword this, do something. Maybe play Elspeth. Like if I draw a land, play Elspeth, they go... But then they get their guys back, they get to Venser or something. I think I just have to take this hit. Chances of winning are extremely low at this point. I think, like, had I made the wave disenchant play, I might have won. That's Titan, so that'll do it. Pretty crazy draft, like some pretty awesome moments. And yeah, might have had a chance that game if I thought of that wave play before I went ahead and played the sword. It didn't occur to me to take advantage of that interaction until it was too late. And I think that would have been the best play. But yeah, opponent's deck really sick. Skull Clamp with the Trinket Mage, that's crazy. I mean, they don't have too many creatures, I guess. They have enough to make it decent. So yeah, hope you enjoy watching it. I'm going to be doing a lot of Holiday Cube over the next couple weeks. I recommend that you do as well. It is a ton of fun. And yeah, I'll be making some more videos. So see you next time.